unfortunately, there was so much radiant heat coming off of this pile here that it lit this pile of ECM. And Willie DeVoe and Pete Gillis and I were here after the work day and tried to shift some of the burning stuff over, but it looks like it's gotten caught on the inside, and we're probably not going to be able to dig that out. We do want to get this pile going today, and then this is a big kind of sprawling pile here. Ooh, look, we had a little fire coming over this way. I hope this one is far enough away from these ECM piles that we don't get these guys caught on fire. This has got a lot of logs and timber in it. Maybe I'll come over with the backhoe before I get going on this one, and I believe this one will be okay over here. Seems like that's a good 50 feet away. Maybe this one's a little close. Maybe I'll just push it back to the berm. Okay, well, let's get to it. I also have a few things to do on the backhoe. Just kind of maintenance I've been putting off. So maybe we'll get the fire going first, and then do some backhoe stuff, and then pull this front of the house down. Okay, here we go. Okay, we've got the burn permit, so that's all ready to go. We moved this berm of ECM, mostly moved it over to that one and pushed some up against the berm there, and did a couple of desultory swipes around the perimeter with the grader. I'm sure all of this stuff, this hay, is going to go up, but hopefully we can keep the flames out of the other piles of ECM. A couple of cups of the old motor oil that came out of the backhoe during that refurbishing, and a blowtorch, and we'll see what we can get going here. Best luck if the oil is underneath something else and you get one surface going up. Avoid it loose and then all right, I'm going to get the hose and kind of spritz around the outside here, try and keep it cooler, and yeah, then we can get on with our other things. All right, this seems to be going in good shape now. Kind of sprinkled around a little bit with the garden hose, but I don't know what that's gonna actually do in the grand scheme of things. But it's starting to get a little bit warmer here, close to the fire, and it's hot enough today, so I'm gonna go over here and do some stuff. Gonna do a quick bit of maintenance on the backhoe. It takes a ton of grease. As you can kind of see, it's a little bit floppy from being so old. Some of these the pins probably need to be replaced, but that's way more way more than I'm signed up for. So we'll just kind of keep it running in the shape that it's in right now, hopefully, and just keep dumping grease into it to keep it running. So that Zerk there, yeah, I don't think this was, I think this was already broken before, remember we knocked off this thing and had to replace the hoses, but we need to swap that Zerk out. All right, so there it is. All right, so that's the one that we got out. That one's too big. It looks a little, the threads look a little small on it, but it'll just be an optical illusion. We'll try it. All right, seemed to fit. Let's see if it'll take grease. Okay, got a bunch of grease put in to the backhoe. Swapped out a few of the Zerks that weren't properly working. Back over at the fire, we've just leaving the hose running on this ECM here, and seems pretty good. So just wanted to kind of point out that a lot of these logs are rotten. Tons of carpenter ants in them. Yeah, this was not a viable structure for those who were maybe harboring doubts about whether we should have torn it down and we should have gotten into the mold abatement and whatnot. But yeah, all of the windows, underneath all of the windows, seem like there is a lot of rot. Alright. It's not running so well. It likes the hot weather. Either. Hot. There goes the front door. Drag that over to the fireplace as is. Just kind of hooked on a nail. Gotta get it up as short as I can. All right. Well, that's that for that. The backhoe died. I think it just doesn't like the hot weather. I don't either. That's the time to fucking go home. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The alternator voltage warning is coming on, but I replaced the alternator when I refurbished the thing, and it's fine. Like, the battery's got, or the battery, both batteries have 12.9 volts, and you turn the alternator on and there's like, I don't know, 13.3, 13.5, something like that. It's like right where it's supposed to be. And so it's just, there's like various fail safes that don't let the engine start, apparently. Like if you have low oil pressure, it cuts off. Or there's another one that's like the parking brake, and the parking brake's been kind of janky lately because I forget and like leave it on and drive around with it on sometimes. And so could be that, but it says the alternator, low alternator voltage or something like that, alternator voltage. I mean, it's not an OEM part. Maybe it's like over voltage, but I don't think so. I mean, it's like 12 volt systems are 12 volt systems, and it's not like it's giving like 17 volts or something like that. I don't know. I'm really loath to start tearing the dashboard apart and chase after electrical problems. It's like the most frustrating experience known to man is chasing down automotive electrical issues. All right, here's today's fire. Looks great, all done. I'm just gonna leave it a couple of smoldering pieces. That's fine. I came around with the backhoe and sort of pushed everything into the middle just to not have too much in the way of burning embers, but so that was good. We didn't lose any ECM. We had a minor hay fire, but that's that one done. So now Willie can't start this fire because the backhoe is in the way. What do you think there? So anyway, I've got stuff to do tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday I'll come back out and have another run at it. But that's it for today. Yeah, it was good to have that work day. That really it's a good morale boost for me to see all the guys out and see a bunch of work kind of disappear over the course of a couple hours. Yeah, and just see it all get kind of moved a little further along. So we have half a front door now, a broken side door, and yeah, that's about it from the log cabin. Thanks for watching. All right, another hot day out at the log cabin. Last time that we were here, the backhoe had kind of given up the ghost. It was a hot 90-degree afternoon, and it was running kind of funny, and then it just died out with that funny warning light on it. One interesting thing that's going on is we thought we definitely had this ECM pile out. There was like no smoke coming out of it for hours. I wasn't around yesterday, but come back today and it's like considerably smaller, and definitely like there was actually flames on it earlier. So it's for sure, yeah, you can see there's like little flames over here. So it is for sure like burning on the inside, and I think we might just let it do its thing here. I'm assuming that the batteries are fully charged, but let's give it a go here. Yeah, so the engine voltage light is on. But yeah, see, the fan is like this. The fan and everything is like going full blast. So I'm pretty sure that we are good here. All right, when all else fails, RTFM. So, engine auxiliary, engine electrical systems, 1676, say. I'll put the phone down. So, we have been through all of the steps here for testing out the electrical stuff, and everything seems to check out okay. The fuses and the fuse bus, the battery's okay. The solenoid on the starter, the start circuit relay tests out okay. Then I started getting into like looking at all of the fail-safe stuff, like the neutral start switches, and there's a ton of stuff that's like disconnected or just snipped off. And so I'm assuming that over the last 40 odd years, or however old this thing is, that all of those things have been disabled at one time or another. And it was still starting, so there's got to be something else. So at any rate, I'm down to step 16, and as much as I hated to do it, here we go. We're taking the dashboard apart, got all the screws out of it, and need to start looking, oh God, at this mess in here. Okay, so I will see you all in a couple of days, I guess.
A few moments later.
All right. It is 2 minutes after that last thing, not 2 weeks, and apparently we just needed to get the wire wigglers going on inside there, because I opened it up and there we go, we're back in action. So I don't know what the hell's going on. There was just some sort of loose wire in there, maybe on the back of the ignition switch or something like that. So anyway, put everything back together and I'll get back to work. Okay, that was a frustrating couple of hours, but I have to say, even though it's like a million degrees out here and slithering around in the under the tractor, trying to figure stuff out, the technical manuals for the John Deere equipment is really good, and just kind of walks you through everything, and it's fun to kind of learn a subsystem of the machine. And I definitely miss having to work on cars like I used to do it when I was younger, like before everything just got totally computerized. It used to be kind of electronic, but you could do a bunch of stuff on them, and this is kind of bringing me back to those teenage days of actually like having a broken down car and having a chance of fixing it on your own, or at least figuring out what was going on. So anyway, here we go. We got the front door here, or half of the front door, and we're going to lift it onto the pile, and then go get the rest of the front door and maybe the rest of the front of the house and drag it out here. And then I think Willie said he was going to come tomorrow, and he can tend this fire, and I'm sure this one will still be going on as well. And I think I'm just going to leave it going rather than spending half an hour standing here with the garden hose spritzing it and then congratulating myself when I think that I have it out. Okay, here we go. Back to demolition work. Okay, end of the day here, and you can see that we now have all of the walls down. And they are out there in a big sprawling pile, and I'm hoping that Willie DeVoe will come tomorrow and set fire to it. We'll get a burn permit. So I don't know if we got all of the backhoe problems sorted out, but on the very last chunk of log cabin, a giant piece broke loose and fell and broke my backhoe. Well, broke that fiberglass cover on it, which makes me sad, but it didn't break any hoses or anything. So I don't know. We're surfers and we have like all the fiberglass repair kit. Christy's better at it than I am, so maybe I can sweet talk her into fixing my backhoe hydraulic pump swing cover. Anyway, yeah, that's it from here. We'll get another burn hopefully going tomorrow. The ECM continues to smolder. I'm just going to leave it. It'll probably be gone in the next day or so. And yeah, that is it for here. On to the on to ripping up the floor. Second to last, well, third to last stage. You say we got to rip up the floor, knock in the foundation, and then fill in the foundation. So still lots to do.